Dalton, Riley, Wolves and Wagers. Up and down night last night, Rye, but we got 3 games here for Halloween.
Yeah, and it's capped off by a little late night nuke there from Woj. I don't know if you saw that, but James Harden's a Clipper, and they didn't really give up all that much.
Yeah, and I think, what does that look like for the Timber Pups now? You talked about it. I've talked about it. Do we think the Clippers are going to blow it up this year? And now they just go get Harden for pretty much nothing. And now that's another team in the West. They blew out the Spurs last time I watched them. They were up 30 in the first half. So what do you think about Harden joining Westbrook and the Clippers?
Well, I mean, I think it was almost inevitable, almost like Dame being traded, like how much it was talked about. It's like, okay, yeah, this is probably going to be a thing that eventually happens here sooner rather than later. But man, I thought it was going to have to be Terrence Mann, multiple first round picks, pick swap, stuff like that. And now, no disrespect to Nick Batum, who's a rotational guy for the Clippers, but they didn't really give up a ton besides, one of their firsts, I think in 2028, and then they rerouted another team's first, if I remember right. So Sixers did end up with a couple firsts, but, the Clippers really didn't have to give up all that much. And all of a sudden you have 4 future Hall of Famers on your team. And I get maybe all 3 of the 4 are past their prime, but regardless, like that's a pretty loaded roster, and that's a tough outlook now for the Wolves in the West for a team that I had slated behind the Wolves coming into the season.
Oh, and there's a couple teams, the Pelicans, the Mavs, the Clippers. Like, there's a realistic chance that the Wolves are behind all those 3 teams, and I did not have the Wolves behind them in the preseason.
Yeah, our hope coming into this year was that it wasn't a play-in year, right? Like you are locked up. You maybe don't have home court advantage. That'd be nice, but you're at least a top 6 seed. You don't have to worry about it. And now 3 games in, if we want to press the doomsday button, that's the outlook, is just try and get to the play-in now. But a lot of season left, a lot of ball left to be played. Only 3 games here tonight to talk about, so I'll let you start us off.
Yeah, and I'm looking at 2 young stars tonight, Ryan. The first one is in the Spurs game. Wemby kind of killed us last time, but I got 3 Wemby props tonight. They're going to pop up at the bottom. They all have to do with Wemby having 20 plus points tonight. I really think he's going to, his main issues have been, he hasn't played a lot of minutes because they're either down 30 or he's in foul trouble.
Right.
But if he plays over 30 minutes, I think he's going to reach 20 points. And then hopefully a lot of these hit tonight compared to the last time we threw money on Wemby.
Yeah. He kind of did us dirty. You would have had a clean sweep the other night. Also, props to you last night. Very profitable night for you. Would have been better for me if Ant could have got to 35 there at the end. And Cat made a couple more threes, but we're not going to complain about that too much overall. I'm going to stick with that same game for my first prop. I'm going to Josh Okogie over 9.5 points at -102. Cash for me last time. He's cashed this in 2 or 3 games this year, so I'm not going to overthink it there. Then I got a couple same game parlays here. I'm going Nurkic 8+ boards, 2+ assists, and then Wemby 4+ boards at -127. So that's for that Phoenix and Spurs game. And then moving on to the next game, Magic and the Clippers, I got Fultz 4+ assists, 10+ points, and then Westbrook 4+ boards at plus money. Fultz had a really nice night last night. I think he's going to build off that. The Magic had a tough L, but I'm excited for that game as well.
Yeah, and I think the biggest key, that I'm going to watch on League Pass tonight is Banchero did not impress me in FIBA. I was really hoping that he would kind of take that next step with Ant and go get a gold medal. And to start the season, he has been irrelevant for the Magic. So that has brought his lines down. I'm actually going to take the over 16.5 points for him. And I'm also going to kind of double down and do 20+ points at plus money. I think he's going to have a pretty decent game, and he's got to if the Magic have a chance tonight.
And for my next prop, I'm going to go to a different forward out in the East. I'm going to Julius Randle, same game parlay. He's not shot the ball well to start the year, but I'm going 15+ points, 8+ boards, and 2+ assists at -128. He's bound at, not shoot 35% from the floor or something like that, whatever it's been. So I like him tonight to get the ball rolling for him. All NBA talent, believe it or not. So I'm going to go with him. And then my last one is going to be a 2-unit play here at plus money. Suns, Knicks, Clippers money line. They're all favored. I normally don't love doing that, but I think those three are going to win tonight, and I'm finally going to hit one of these three-legger money line parlays.